Hi, I'm the Pollinator, and I'm here to teach you how to keep fascism out of your life. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions in my videos, and I wanted to answer a few of them here today. The first one I'm going to answer is about credit unions versus big banks. Now, credit unions are good in terms of fighting fascism because if you put your money in them, the money that you put in them goes to your local community. When you put your money in big banks, that money, when banks profit, and they all do, that's why they're charging you so many fees and charging you for, checking accounts and savings accounts and all that stuff. All that money goes to those rich white guys pulling the strings right now. When you put money in the community credit unions, chances are there are way less fees, there are way less penalties, and the money that they do make, they put back into your community. And the money that goes back into your community enriches your life. So when we're talking about fighting fascism, you have to remember that money is why fascism can grow. And the reason we are here in this historical moment is because until now, we haven't been thinking about what kind of wolf our money is feeding. Right now, we're in a situation where we see, Amazon is feeding the bad wolf. Tesla or X is feeding the bad wolf. Facebook is feeding the bad wolf. All of these things are feeding the bad wolf. We need to start feeding the good wolf. We need to start feeding the wolf that's community oriented, that's benevolent, that's generous, that's kind. And the big banks are the bad wolf because they don't really care. They're not about customer service. They're not about the local community. They might advertise that they are. They might lie to you and say that they are, but they're not about that. They're about their shareholders because that's the reality of the world. I realize that most big companies donate to political parties. Of course, I'm aware of that. I do my research, and that's why I don't give my money to organizations that feed the Republican Party, because the Republican Party is basically a fascist moneymaker. And so do I give my money to Amazon? No, I don't. Am I on Facebook or Instagram? No, I am not. So do I buy electric cars from that dude? Of course I don't. I'm a bike commuter. But you know what I'm saying? I do my research. I buy certain kinds of foods because I know that the companies that produce them are not fascist companies. I eat a specific kind of chocolate because I know those companies are paying their workers well and they're not exploiting child slave labor in African countries. These are the things that I know. These are the things that I study. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here to help people feel better about the little things they can do with their money to fight fascism. We can't all take to the streets. We can't all, be marching in protests, but we can spend our money wisely. Why would you give your money to Starbucks when you can give it to an independent coffee place right down the street? You get to the people at Starbucks know you. Sure, the people at Starbucks know your drink order, but that's how they're trained. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. Yeah, those people, they need a job and Starbucks might give them insurance, but Starbucks is a union-busting company. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you make decisions that will make you feel better about fighting fascism. Because as I have said, it comes down to money. Where are you putting your money? So let's take investments. This isn't a question, but I just thought I'd cover it. If you want to keep your money safe because the economy is tanking, put it in gold. The dollar isn't backed by gold anymore, and gold just keeps accumulating value. Put it in real estate. I mean, for me, I have no money. I have the money that I have, I use to buy my food with. And, I don't have a whole lot of what people call holdings. But if you happen to be in that situation, make sure you're not investing in big oil or in big pharma. Those companies pay millions of dollars to Republican politicians. And that's why we're here right now, because we're having a hard time sacrificing what we have because we're all so tied into the fascist system. It's by design. Yes, we're all responsible, but we had no idea. A lot of us had no idea this was coming. A lot of us really couldn't believe that this would happen in this country, but it's happening. And now we have to be realistic about where our money goes. So yeah, if you want to go to Trader Joe's, yes, of course they donate to politicians, but they donate mostly to Democrats. So if you're down with that, I mean, go for it. I'm not telling you you have to be perfect. Anti-fascism is a practice. It's not a perfect. And the little things we can do, like offering to help our neighbors, creating community around us, these things are all going to add up to not only making you feel better and being able to sleep at night, but also it does take the legs out from under the fascist threat. So just do your research, and I will create more content, and I will help you find ways that you can spend your money reasonably well. Go get 'em.